Lori, Tad Michael Norman was a 33-year-old man without a significant criminal history and a lengthy career in the tech industry. Tonight, he is here at the King County Jail accused of murder and attempted murder and telling police he was under the influence at the time of the alleged crimes. That person you see getting dragged away from a car once had a shiny, happy public profile on Facebook. But police say he took a dark turn on Wednesday afternoon. Charging documents filed today say Tad Michael Norman is the man responsible for a random firing spree, killing 2 men on Sandpoint Way while firing at 3 other people, wounding 2 of them, including a Metro bus driver and school teacher.
He looked me right in the eyes and just shot, said nothing.
Prosecutors go into significant detail about the murders and also say when police stopped Norman, he identified himself as John Doe and was clearly under the influence of alcohol or drugs, and that he admitted later to being a recovering alcoholic who started drinking early that afternoon and playing video games on his Xbox. He claimed to have no memory of the alleged crimes. Given the severity of the crimes, prosecutors have labeled him an extreme risk.
The Norman case has been direct filed into King County Superior Court.
So extreme, they rush-filed charges against him today. No talk of bail, no talk of release. Tad Michael Norman is now facing the rest of his life in prison. The documents also showed today that a 5th person, a woman from Seattle, stepped forward just yesterday to tell police about a bullet that struck her windshield. All 5 victims, all random victims who apparently did not know the shooter at all. That's the story for now. Live in Seattle, Chris Daniels, King 5 News.